Good evening, everybody, to all the creators, storytellers, and dreamers from all across India and worldwide. Welcome. Every single day, millions of people wake up with an idea, a world they've built in their heads, a character they've sketched on the back of a notebook. Everybody wants to create, from YouTube to gaming to OTT series to global animation. Content is driving the entire planet. And India has a talent of storytelling in its DNA. The missing link is the absence of original, ownable ideas. True creators know that it's not just about having a great idea, it's about knowing how an idea becomes an IP, an intellectual property, how an IP becomes a short film, a show, or a movie, and how it finds its global audience. That's exactly why we are here tonight. This to introduce India's first one of its kind IP creation and storytelling in animation program presented by Arena Originals and Vaibhav Studios. And to guide you through this journey, you're not learning from instructors, you're learning from the actual masters who have built iconic IPs from scratch. Let's meet the creative powerhouses steering this ship. Vaibhav Kumaresh, the visionary founder of Vaibhav Studios. He's a two-time international Emmy nominated director and the mastermind behind household legendary IPs like Simpu and Lamput, and his recently released family entertainer animated feature film Return of the Jungle. When it comes to taking homegrown Indian stories to our local audience, Vaibhavji holds the playbook. Then we have Ranjit Tony Singh. He's the chief creative producer at Vaibhav Studios and India's only published author on animation production management. He's the man who bridges the gap between massive creative vision and flawless structural execution. Finally, and obviously, the most inspiring, incredible filmmaker, Prosenjit PJ Ganguly. He's a writer, education specialist, and he's written or co-screenplay writer of The Return of the Jungle. He's a true wizard in storytelling, concept development, stop motion, and voice acting. So lock your eyes on the screen, turn up your volume, and let's pull back the curtains on how your imagination would turn into your greatest assets. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our mentors. Let's welcome Vaibhav ji, Tony ji, and PJ. Over to you, Vaibhav ji.
थैंक यू पुनीत जी. क्या जबरदस्त एकदम तारीफ पे तारीफ कर दिया आपने हम लोगों की. सो गुड इवनिंग ऑल ऑफ यू. अभी फिलहाल तो मैं आप सबको देख नहीं पा रहा हूं, बट वंस वी आर डन, वील ट्राई एंड कीप इट वेरी शॉर्ट. I'm going to give you an overview of what we've been planning for the last many months. So thank you all once again for joining in. And as Puneet ji mentioned, creating our own content, telling our own stories, our own IPs, selling them to our clients, retaining the IP. हम लोग अभी almost 30 साल से हम लोग कर रहे हैं as a filmmaker, as a studio, and we enjoy doing that a lot, communicating with our audiences. ऐसे आइडियाज बनाएं और उनको इस तरह से पैकेज करें, चाहे वो कोई भी फॉर्मेट हो, वेदर इट्स अ 15 सेकंड का माइक्रो शॉट or a 30-second TV commercial or a TV channel ident or an episodic series like Lamput, which has no dialogues, no language, or building a 100-minute feature length film and also reaching it to the audiences in theater. So exploring, regions that we've never been to as storytellers has always fascinated us. And what we are going to announce now, which is a new, it's a 6-month online course on IP creation and storytelling for animation. So my big thanks to Arena Animation. Puneet ji, dhanyawad. Shajan, aap sabko dhanyawad. They seeded this idea many months ago कि यार IP creation आप लोग इतने टाइम से कर रहे हो, एक कोर्स क्यों नहीं करते सबके लिए? कैसे आपका क्या प्रोसेस है? हाउ कैन यू गाइड मोर पीपल? वी आर मोस्ट हैप्पी डूइंग दैट. टोनी जी के साथ डिस्कस हुआ, पीजे के साथ ये डिस्कस हुआ. हम लोग सब पुराने पापी हैं, यू नो अस. we've been partners in crime for ages now, and we love doing this. Making films to hai hi, but sharing whatever little we know. So I'll come to the point. We are starting this course, which is called IP creation and storytelling in animation. It's a 6-month course. It's an online course and it'll be starting in October. So I just wanted to give you all a very quick overview कि ये course हम कैसा plan कर रहे हैं. First of all, we will be hand picking 40 people. That will be the batch strength. उससे एक भी ज्यादा नहीं होगा. And we are hoping कि, we'll get lots of applications and we'll filter them down. I'll take you through the selection process at the end. But first, I want to, take you through the curriculum highlights. So it is basically introducing you to what IP is, what an intellectual property is, your idea, your vision, how you can nurture it into a monetizable product, or a monetizable film, series, feature film, short film, comic, any medium. Again, any art form that you are comfortable doing, whether it is hand-drawn 2D, clay animation, stop motion, mixed media, digital 3D, the medium is entirely your choice. So these 40 people will be divided into 10 teams and it is virtual. So अलग-अलग संसार के कोनों से जो भी लोग आए, 40 में, they will be distributed into groups and they have to coordinate with each other and they need to come up with their wish list as storytellers, as filmmakers, as content creators. What is it that they want to create? Okay, so each one will pitch an idea among themselves and then they, as groups, they will pitch their concepts to us. And then with our feedback, you will take one concept forward. And one very important thing is we will be treating each of these 10 groups as individual professional studios. You will be the directors of that studio and it's your baby. There'll be a director amongst yourselves and the remaining team members will support that vision and further, enhance it. 3 of us are just bouncing boards. We will mentor you कि आपका जो ख्वाब है या आपकी जो idea है, आपकी story है, we will push you to tell that as beautifully as you can. Next padav, once the idea is selected, one idea from each of those 10 teams, we will go into a pre-production phase. So first, when you pitch it, we will also discuss how to pitch an idea. What is the core or the exciting part of the idea that wanted you to tell that story at the first place? Then how do you nurture it into a little pitch? अच्छा हाँ, वैलिड क्वेश्चन. इंग्लिश हिंदी मिक्स चलेगा? मैं बीच बीच में हिंदी में जा रहा हूं तो आप टेक्स्ट में चैट में डालते रहना. So the next stage is creating a little Bible, like a pre-production Bible, so that there is clarity of what this product is. Is it an episodic series? Then how do you create a pitch Bible for that? Is it a short film? Is it a feature-length film? So how do we create a mini promo or a trailer for that? How do we pitch it? Then comes the production phase, where that little pitch or that little idea, you will be producing it into a pilot, a mini pilot, which will be a proof of concept for your larger idea. So depending on the ideas that each group comes up with, we will figure out what that little pilot should be. And again, you are the decision makers, you are the directors, you are the producers, you are the content owners. IP will rest with you. 4 लोगों की आपकी team है, you will own that IP, all 4 of you. And then once the production phase is over, throughout the pre-production and production, there will be regular inputs on multiple other things apart from filmmaking. ठीक है, फिल्में तो हम बनाते हैं, but tomorrow when you start your own enterprise, your own company, what are the kinds of companies that you can form? There is private limited, there's LLP, there are partnership firms. So how do you form a legal entity when you professionally start your work? How does taxation work? How do you cost for a project? अभी आपको म्यूजिक कंपोजर को हायर करना है, स्टूडियो हायर करना है, साउंड रिकॉर्ड करने, वॉइस ओवर आर्टिस्ट हैं, उनके राइट्स क्या हैं, उनके रॉयल्टीज कैसे वर्क करती हैं. So whatever we have learned over the years, there will be inputs on that. There will be legal aspects. And then Tony ji hai, how do you manage digital assets, production management? There's a big discipline which Tony ji will also take you through. So the production of your pilot will have all these inputs apart from making a film or the creative aspect. We also have legal counsel to guide you people कि कैसे आपके आईपी को सेफगार्ड करना है. बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. फिल्में हम बनाते हैं, हम क्रिएटिव लोग हैं, बट इतनी और चीजें हैं, so many more things that are equally important. So all these little tiny inputs will come your way. At the end, the grand finale is based on the kind of content that each group creates. We will curate a panel from the industry that you will pitch your ideas to. At the end of those 6 months, you will pitch your ideas to an industry panel. If it is an episodic series for television or OTT, we will invite our colleagues, our friends from the industry who are in that business to evaluate your pitches. And who knows, agar aapki kahani gazab ki hui and they love it, they may offer you a deal. It is your product. You negotiate with them, and we'll be glad to support you in whatever way in that process. So this is the entire cycle. I think Tony ji and PJ should explain the selection process and other inputs. So I'll shut up now and I'll hand over to Tony ji, and then PJ can jump in. So thank you.
I think PJ, why don't you go ahead before me? Just as far as the selection, the aptitude test, just take them through that process where the entire cohort gets sorted and gets made.
Yeah, sure. I hope I'm clearly audible. Just give me a thumbs up if that is. Yeah, right. Thanks. So guys, thank you so much for joining in, and nice to see 73, 74 people up here. So let me just get to the point straight about why is it not a free for all? कि हाँ मुझे बनाना है, कल से मैं ये कोर्स ज्वाइन कर रहा हूँ. Why is it not so? Why is there a selection at all? Okay, that is very important for us to understand. देखिए एक कहावत है कि if you judge the potential of a fish by making it climb a tree, तो बिल्कुल ही हम शुरू से ही फेल हो रहे हैं. Okay, so you have to find out people who are actually curious enough to say that हाँ यही तो करना है. So that is why we want to make sure that it's not just your skill that makes you qualified, but the way you think, the way you approach your work. Okay, so that's how we. So we really need to know that how are you able to absorb an idea. I'll tell you another reason why this becomes very important, and that's also one important area where I would be involved quite directly with you guys, is whenever we are talking about, देखो आप ये सुने रहोगे बहुत बार कि हमें ना एक original idea बनाना है. I want to make something original, and all of you now must be quite familiar with things that do not look original. ये तो कहीं ना कहीं तो देखा है. Every time somebody tells you कि अच्छा आप एक ऐसा बना सकते हो क्या, कुछ नया बना सकते हो क्या, then suddenly you realize, how do I do that? So we would be addressing the core values that makes something original. What is it that makes something original? कोई formula है या नहीं है? Is there a process behind ensuring that the thought that you've had is exclusively your thought? कि वो जो आप character design कर रहे हो वो और कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. How do you do that? जो कहानी आप लिख रहे हो वो आपकी कहानी है. How do you ensure that? How do you make a statement to the world saying that आपको कुछ नया चाहिए था ना, ये लीजिए, ये नया है. Okay, so these are the areas that we get into. So जैसे कि आपको you always need a fertile soil for good plants to happen, right? So हम ये ensure करना चाहते हैं कि आप जब आ रहे हो आप mentally and skill wise आप तैयार हो to take the next leap. Okay, that you are prepared, and nothing is for everybody. There is no generalization. Like it's very, very important for all of us to know that this is a vision that I want to bring to life. And can I ensure that I am in the right place We'll give you all the support for that. But we want to also ensure that we are working with the right people. We are going to treat everybody professionally. I do not know if any of you have attended our classes, because we teach at a number of universities and colleges across the country. आपको अगर आपने वो classes attend किए हो कभी या कोई sessions attend किए हो तो आपको पता होगा कि आपको हम student जैसे नहीं treat करते, हम आपको professional जैसे treat करते हैं, and that's one of the most important criteria for any program to actually succeed, कि आपको spoon feed नहीं किया जाएगा. So we want to make sure that you are absorbent, you are like a sponge. यही है हमारा selection criteria. We like to make sure that your visualization skills are ready. We want to make sure that you are ready to unlearn. ये एक और बहुत important चीज है, ready to unlearn. Unlearn का मतलब होता है हम कुछ सीख के आते हैं और हमें लगता है हाँ ये ऐसा ही है, ऐसा ही तो ठीक है. How quickly can you say that? नहीं, ये ठीक था, ऐसे भी हो सकता है, ऐसे भी हो सकता है. आप iterate कितने कर सकते हो, आप options कितने निकाल सकते हो. So all the parameters that you have to pass through to become a part of this program will test your ability in that zone. Okay, so that's a little bit about how the selection and process would go on.
अच्छा, तीन इंपॉर्टेंट पड़ाव हैं, तीनों के बारे में पीजे ने नहीं बताया सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस का, तो मैं बताता हूं अभी सबसे. अच्छा टोनी जी आप बताइए, मेरा हो गया अभी.
So no, what I was saying is that you carry on in the same flavor, because it's a very straightforward process that we have. The stages of selection where we have these various different steps. So just carry on. You were in the right frame to describe those 6 steps.
Yeah, I was coming to that. मैं सोचा थोड़ा पहले का
intro
वो कर रहे थे.
lead in.
So
pre-roll लंबा हो गया थोड़ा.
हाँ, नहीं, because मुझे लगता है कि जो भी आप आ रहे हो ना, you should have a certain idea about why you're appearing for these tests. Why so many times we think अरे टेस्ट का क्या है, एग्जाम का एंट्रेंस का क्या है, so ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए. तो yeah, so Vaibhav, I think you have the timeline correctly with you if you have it right now for the entrance का जो भी parameters है वो आप एक बार बता दो.
अच्छा, ओके. सो मैं सिंपल वे में 3 पड़ाव हैं. आज से आई थिंक अगस्त 15 तक आपके पास डेडलाइन है. फर्स्ट टू सेंड योर पोर्टफोलियो, अपना काम भेजो, उसमें फिल्टर होके वी विल इनवाइट पीपल फॉर एन ऑनलाइन एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट. इट्स अ 2 hour or a 3 hour aptitude test. It's online and it's a most fun aptitude test that PJ has designed. मतलब वो टेस्ट देख के मेरा मन होता है कि यार मैं भी दूं ये टेस्ट. So it's an online test which will require you to visualize, draw, create. So you create those little challenges that or questions that we are going to throw at you. It will be everything is online. आप create करोगे, you scan and send it to us. We will share all those details eventually. So aptitude test is your second पड़ाव. And after that there will be an interview. Again, it's a virtual interview जैसे हम लोग आज बात कर रहे हैं. We will meet each person, quick 10 to 15 minute interview, because 40 people we need to nurture very closely. We need to know about you people. Yeah, Puneet ji?
Sir, एक question है. Is there an age criteria to this?
No. We'll take questions at the end also. हम लोग का भी almost निपटा देते हैं. Age criteria नहीं है, कोई भी आओ. Okay, so these 3 पढ़ाओ: portfolio review, aptitude test, again online aptitude test, online interview, and then fees pay करो. जो select हो गए fees pay करो और start. तो ये है 3 पढ़ाव. टोनी जी आप उसके आगे आप बताइए, then we will open up for questions.
Yeah, I think there are some people also waiting to be let in. I just got a message on my WhatsApp that there are some people who are waiting to be let into the webinar. Yeah, so like Vaibhav and PJ said, that the main criteria being that we get the right people who we are going to invest time, effort, and energy into ensuring that they are able to carry through what their their dream is and what they want to do. So once you have your submission, you have your aptitude test, we announce the people who are selected, and then you will have a fee payment deadline by which time you pay your fees. And that's it. After that, if the cohort is set up, we get into the course and we start with the classes and the breakup into various different groups. This will not be an individualistic exercise. The idea being that when you step out into the real world, you will find people that you have to engage with and you have to work with. So based on the general makeup of the group that we get, of the cohort that we get, we will be dividing you into groups. And then each of those groups will move forward during the entire course timeline to work together as one cohesive unit. So this will put a lot of things to the test, which are real world scenarios. One, interpersonal relationships. You have to figure out your way with your team members. There will be no arbitration or referees or umpires in the process. If you want to kill each other, that is your prerogative. You want to work together, that is your prerogative. At the end of the day, you have to figure out that what is in the interest of the project. How that project needs to be taken forward, we will guide you, not in terms of the content, but in terms of the execution process. Which means to say that yes, we will give you information and give you tips on how to set up your internal communications, how to set up your project tracking systems, which will be very simple things that are everyday, which will use everyday tools. We don't want to get into any complicated tools because tools are not the focus here. Please keep that very clear in your mind. This is not an animation course. This is not a course where we're going to teach you animation. This is not a course where we're going to teach you how to run the tools. This is not a course where we're going to tell you what software does what. So that is the clarity that you need to come with. And on the question of age, why there is no age criteria? Because we've seen in the past children of a very young age displaying fantastic capabilities with creativity. And there's no reason for us to exclude such, brilliant minds. There is absolutely no reason. In fact, that is the perfect time to mentor and give a sense of direction to people who are interested. And that goes for the other end of the spectrum as well. So if there are some super senior citizens who decide that this is the calling that they have now, most welcome. If you make the cut with the portfolio, make the cut with the interview, and you're able to tell us why we should have you in the cohort, absolutely no reason why you cannot join. So it's to that extent, it's a complete, comprehensive attempt to try and get the right kind of cohort together. Please bear in mind that this is the first of its kind course that is being launched. So don't expect everything, in all honesty, because that is the way that we would like to function, and that's the way that we do function as a team. Do not expect everything to be 100%, top notch and correct. It'll be a very dynamic exchange of ideas and a dynamic exchange where we will feed off each other. So yes, the execution will be kept top notch. We will try and ensure that, there are no hiccups there, but then it's technology that we're dealing with, being an online course. So we will require, I think Puneet, you can take them through what is the backend in terms of interaction, in terms of course, submission of their projects. How does what kind of connectivity they need? What are the options available to them? Those are technical aspects which will get covered, but they'll be covered a little later down the line. Today, I think this is enough to kind of give you a little lay of the land of what we are trying to do here. The ultimate idea being, we've seen enough of service work being done in the country. We've seen enough of studios that are set up, and this whole pressure on I want to join or I want to create content, but ultimately I want a job. I think what we need very desperately is this mindset to come in, that I want to create content that I can own, and I want to create content that people can relate to, can understand, and which is saleable. That's the most important part. That if people are not willing to buy your content, then your content has zero value. And this is something that a lot of artists don't like to hear, but this is the ground reality. That your work is only worth as much as what other people are going to put a value to it for. Now, this goes both ways. You will find people who will reject your work. You will find people who will accept your work. But the aim is always that you find the person who will give you value for your work. And for that, there are certain basic benchmarks that you have to cross in order for your work to be at least something that the market will look up to or maybe interested in looking at. So our objective is going to be to try and guide you to that direction. Beyond that, I think now we've said enough about this. There is a website link, I think, which Vaibhav has, I think, Puneet, you've shared. There are a lot of FAQ questions that we've tried to kind of answer, preempt and answer for you there. You can get a lot of information. If there are any questions that people have, which we want to take now, maybe we can do that for a little while. Puneet, you can lead that.
Yes, I think Sachin, if we can have a one by one questions and the video can also be shared in terms of who's asking. So
Yes,
Vaibhav ji, Tony
sure.
ji, and PJ can.
I think all the participants that want to ask a question can switch on their camera so we can see you, and then you can ask us.
So my question is that I have already submitted the portfolio, and my portfolio is also reviewed by the session. So what is the next process which I have to done, sir? So can you please tell me, sir? मेरे को नेक्स्ट क्या करना चाहिए सर? मैंने पोर्टफोलियो तो सबमिट कर दिया है और उसका रिव्यू भी हो गया है सर.
Okay. August
Puneet,
15
you want to sir,
yeah,
let
Puneet
Puneet take that question.
So Mukund, now you send us the portfolio. हम
Yeah,
लोग
sir.
एक लॉट पोर्टफोलियोज अभी टोनी जी, पीजे और वैभव जी को भेजेंगे. They are the ones who will kind of shortlist them, and then if they feel that your portfolio is good enough, further down the next process will start in terms of the aptitude test, right, sir? And post the aptitude test, then they'll obviously we'll have an interview with you, and further the final selection happens, and you'll have time to kind of submit your fees, and the date of joining would be shared with you. Okay, Mukund?
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
and at every step, the criteria is that you pass the previous step. So when
Yes.
Puneet says that you will be interviewed, he is assuming that you will get through with your
Select.
portfolio selection.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, great. You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Avanti, and I'm a character artist. Actually, I love drawing people. That's it. So I came back to your program at Arina's. Arena. I'm fumbling. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Take a deep breath.
I'm not that nervous. No, I'm very cool. I don't get nervous easily, but I don't know. I am today. So, hi. नमस्ते. और मैंने आपकी मूवी का ट्रेलर देखा. आई कुड नॉट वॉच द मूवी बिकॉज जब वो रिलीज हुई थी तब मैं अपनी मासी के यहाँ गई थी, वो नेपाल में है, और जब मैं आई तब तक वो मेरे शहर से चला गया. आई डोंट नो व्हाई माय कैमरा इज स्विचिंग ऑफ अगेन एंड अगेन.
No
But
problem.
I
No
love
problem.
the
Okay,
song.
it's okay. It's okay.
I love the song Jangalam Mangalam Shakalaka Boom Boom. So it's absolutely fun. Someday, maybe even it's on OTT, I'll able to enjoy that. So my question is that portfolio तो हमने अरीना से रिव्यू कर लिया है, हमें वापस से रीसबमिट करना होगा. जैसे आपने बोला कि हमारे पास अभी और 15 अगस्त तक का टाइम है, तो हमें वापस से रीसबमिट करना है अपना पोर्टफोलियो. Am I audible?
Yes.
अवंती,
Yes.
आपके पास अच्छा एक एको क्यों आ रहा है?
हाँ, मेरे को भी आ रहा है.
Just a minute. I'll
अच्छा,
check my-
ठीक है. अवंती, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, so you have time till 15th August. If you have already submitted and if you are happy with the portfolio, let it be.
Okay.
If you made any more updates that you wish to share by the 15th of August, आपके पास है अभी मतलब almost एक महीना है. तो if you want to resubmit, you can overwrite your old portfolio and submit a new one. 15 के बाद हम सारे portfolios को review करेंगे. So 15 अगस्त तक हमने टाइम दिया हुआ.
सर एक चीज मैं पीजे को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा. जो ये हम बात कर रहे थे पोर्टफोलियो ऑफ वर्क, ठीक है, अगर आप उसको थोड़ा इलाबोरेट कर देंगे तो
करेक्ट, जरूर जरूर। सो ये पोर्टफोलियो का सुनते ही ना हमें थोड़ा डाउट होता है कि ये पोर्टफोलियो के अंदर क्या जाएगा, स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू एनिमेशन एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग। यू थिंक ऑफ अ शो रील, तो सॉरी, शो रील हम नहीं चाहते हैं और ना ही हम उनको रिजेक्ट भी करना चाहते हैं। तो अगर आपके पास एनिमेटेड शो रील है, यू आर वेलकम। अगर आपके पास पोर्टफोलियो है ऑफ आर्ट वर्क्स, यू आर वेलकम। अगर आपके पास एक कॉमिक बुक है जो आपने बनाया है, it's more than welcome. If you have sketchbooks, which I think is one of the best aspects of a portfolio, if you have a sketchbook, that is going to be beautiful. So please don't think that we are looking for a reel for recruiting animation people on board. ऐसा नहीं है। Okay, जो भी आपको करने में मजा आता है in the creative zone, like I mentioned, that is your portfolio. Sketchbooks are beautiful things to put into portfolios, as is animation, as is character design, as is environmental art, as is a comic strip. Okay, so it's completely open. अगर आप 3D मॉडलिंग में बहुत रुचि लेते हो तो हमें बताओ क्यों आपने वो मॉडल बनाया, मॉडल के पीछे कहानी क्या है। Okay, so that's what your portfolio can be made up of. So please make sure that the core element of your portfolio is not just to display one category of animation skills, but something you have really enjoyed doing from your own and you think you are skilled at it. Okay, it could be all of the above that I've mentioned, individuals as I mentioned, or it could be a combination of all of it. Do let me know if it is clear. Give me a thumbs up.
I have another question as well. हमारा जो एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट होगा तो हम उसके लिए कैसे प्रेप करें, मतलब what are you expecting us in our aptitude test?
So, PJ, I have a question related to the portfolio. Can they submit a short story in written format?
I would suggest make sure if it's a short story, it is not just in writing. Even if some stick figure sketches can accompany it more than that, we would ensure that there is some visual element that is a part of it. ये समझने वाली बात है, because देखिए आप आ रहे हैं एक visual development design और visual development design, इसके ऊपर आपकी IP बनेगी. So I may be very skilled at writing, but if I cannot represent that IP in the form of certain visuals, I will not be able to take that story forward on my own. Okay, so it is also to enable you to make sure that you have a certain skill set, but now you can do it very well. Also, do keep in mind that while you're working as a team within the part of the module, there might be somebody who is very good at art. There might be somebody who's not so good at art. There might be somebody who's great at creating a written story, but cannot represent that story as well, but can tell you what they want. That is what is very important. They should be able to tell you visually what they want, even if it's stick figures, even if it is a plan drawing that mujhe itna aata hai banane ko. So if it's a story that you're sending, please don't send a story which is just a word file that anybody can make, anybody can write. So please make sure that it has got something that is individual to you, that through which you have told the story. और इसी मामले में मैं एक और चीज बताना चाहता हूँ, अवंती, I will come to your question very soon. Please make sure whatever goes into your portfolio has nothing to do with generated AI assisted, AI aided stuff. Okay, वो हम तुरंत reject करेंगे. That will be the first thing for us to reject, is something that we'll cross check, verify and make sure that it is not AI driven. AI वाला काम मत भेजो, NI वाला काम भेजो, natural intelligence वाला. Okay, so that is what you will be required to do, and I hope that Tony, I hope I've explained what we are looking at. So I'll move on to Avanti's question. Yes, Avanti, you wanted to know what will the aptitude test be like, right? So I'll tell you what it is going to be like. It is going to test out your ability to visualize, imagine, observe, and then create. So in a sentence, if I have to put it, it's just that. How deeply can you observe? How much can you retain? How much can you imagine? And to what extent can you, recreate a scenario? That is what this test is all about. Okay. So as the test might also let you give you a little inclination towards what we are aiming to teach in this course, it is all about being true to your ideas, original in your ideas. Okay, that's why the test is also going to literally test you out on that.
So, Dada, I just wanted
Gaurav.
to add one more on the same lines. So it is your visualization and execution. So storytelling and filmmaking. मतलब ये चीजें हम आप में देख रहे हैं.
Gaurav is ready with his question, Punitji.
Yeah. Gaurav? You could get
Hello.
happy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gaurav.
now we can hear you.
सर मैं एक क्वेश्चन था कि जैसे कि सर ने बोला है इसमें एनिमेशन नीड नहीं है या फिर जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको एनिमेशन आना चाहिए, ड्राइंग आनी चाहिए. जैसे कि मैं रील्स वगैरह क्रिएट करता हूँ कॉन्सेप्चुअल जो कि स्टोरी बेस होती है, तो उसमें आप लोग का जो कोर्स है वो मुझको क्या हेल्प करेगा इफ मेरे पास कोई आइडिया कॉन्सेप्ट.
देखो, अपने आइडिया को एक्सप्रेस करने का तरीका आपको आना चाहिए. और ये एनिमेशन रिलेटेड आइडियाज होंगे, लाइव एक्शन उतना नहीं होगा. ये कोर्स स्पेसिफिकली एनिमेशन के लिए है, आईपी क्रिएशन एंड स्टोरी टेलिंग फॉर एनिमेशन. तो अगर आप एग्जीक्यूट कर सकते हो, इफ दैट रिक्वायर्स ड्राइंग, देन वी नीड यू टू ड्रॉ. हम ये नहीं कह रहे आपको ड्राइंग नहीं आता है तो भी चलेगा. आपको ड्राइंग की जरूरत क्यों है? क्योंकि आप अपने आइडियाज को कैसे दिखाओगे, अपने टीम को कैसे एक्सप्लेन करोगे? वर्बली बोलोगे उससे बेहतर है आप ड्रॉ करो, बिकॉज कल को आपको अपनी फिल्म बनानी है. अभी ये 6 महीने के लिए आप एक ग्रुप में काम करोगे, बट उसके बाद ये एक 6 महीने का ही इनपुट नहीं है, उसके आगे भी आप अपनी फिल्में बनाएं, अपने आइडियाज पिच करें. तो मेरी रिकमेंडेशन होगी, बिकॉज इवन एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट में आपको ड्रॉ करके दिखाना है, विजुअलाइज भी करना है. आपकी इमेजिनेशन भी हम देखेंगे, आपकी एग्जीक्यूशन भी देखेंगे. कल को आप अगर हम आपको नेटफ्लिक्स और इनसे अगर आप पिच करने वाले हो, अमेजोन को या डिज्नी को या कार्टून नेटवर्क को, आप उनको ये थोड़ी बोलेंगे मुझे ड्राइंग नहीं आता बट मैं कहानी है मेरे पास. आपको फिनिश्ड प्रोडक्ट बनाना है. सो वी आर लुकिंग एट फिल्म मेकर्स हु कैन यूज द मीडियम ऑफ एनिमेशन टू टेल देयर स्टोरीज. ठीक है गौरव? तो ड्राइंग जरूरी है. मैं फिर से आइटरेट कर रहा हूं, ऐसा मत सोचो हम बोल रहे हैं ड्राइंग नहीं आएगा. कोई बात नहीं, आपके लिए ये कोर्स नहीं है.
Okay, thank you so
I think
much.
also if I just can add to this, Vaibhav, because आप कोर्स का नाम भी देखोगे ना तो उसमें साफ साफ बताया होता है इट्स आईपी क्रिएशन एंड स्टोरी टेलिंग फॉर एनिमेशन, है ना. सो अगर वो फॉर एनिमेशन है तो एनिमेशन के लिए आपको विजुअलाइजेशन, ड्राइंग, वो स्किल तो आना जरूरी है, राइट? नहीं तो आप एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाओगे.
मैं जस्ट क्लियर कर रहा था क्योंकि एक दिमाग में ऐसा था कंफ्यूजन उसके.
गुड क्वेश्चन.
एक आपकी जैसे जो हमने फिल्म देखी थी थिएटर में 1 नंबर थी, बस इतना कहना चाहूंगा.
थैंक यू. अब आप बनाइए 1 नंबर की और फिल्म, उससे भी गजब की फिल्म आप बनाएंगे.
बिल्कुल सर.
1 नंबर कौन स्केल के किस एंड पे थी? मतलब 1 से 10
सब एंड
में
से सर. मुझे मेरा बचपन याद आ गया.
ठीक है, अगला क्वेश्चन.
ओके,
नेक्स्ट प्लीज.
देवशी ठक्कर.
या देवांशी.
Yes.
Hello,
Go
sir.
ahead,
Good
Dan.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I had a question that the person who has no knowledge about this industry but is good at drawing and showing their skills about sketches and all, so would they be able to join your cohort?
वो एकदम बिल्कुल परफेक्ट है. इनफैक्ट जिनको सब कुछ आता है इंडस्ट्री के बारे में वो हमें नहीं चाहिए, तो फिर उनको आके कोई फायदा ही नहीं होगा ना. अगर आपको नहीं पता है तभी तो कुछ काम आएगा, तो जरूर आ जाओ. या यू मोस्ट वेलकम फॉर दैट देवांशी.
अनलर्न करने का टाइम नहीं होगा ना सर, अनलर्न करने का टाइम नहीं होगा. या नेक्स्ट
सुमेध.
हेलो सर, आई एम सुमेध. तो प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन से तो थोड़ा ऑकवर्ड हो गया ना ये कि आई हैव कंप्लीटेड माय एनिमेशन डिग्री इन 2024 एंड जैसे कि बहुत से ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स मतलब फ्रेशर्स होंगे जो कि अभी स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं करियर में एंड दे वांट टू लर्न आईपी क्रिएशन एंड ऑल. जैसे मैं भी पोर्टफोलियो बना रहा हूँ फॉर टू ब्रेक इनटू कॉमिक इंडस्ट्री एंड मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि अगर हाँ थोड़ा ऑकवर्ड है बट एक अमाउंट हमें पता चल जाता कि फीस स्ट्रक्चर क्या होगा, सो हु दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग इन देयर करियर वो मैनेज कर सकेंगे उतना अमाउंट टिल द डेट of admission and all.
So सुमेध, एक काम करते हैं, आप कनेक्ट करिए सचिन के साथ, ठीक है? सचिन,
Okay.
just share your
Yeah.
details, contact details, Sachin, and
Sure,
he
sure,
will
I'll do
share
that.
the course fee structure and all that with you, and see what we can do.
In
Okay.
fact, Sumit,
And there is
Cha-
second question
chat
also.
chat pe there is a link also to the website, which I think has the fee details also. आपको वहीं पे मिल जाएगा.
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके ओके, हाँ
आप वो डिटेल्स एक बार देखना जरूर.
ओके
मतलब
सर,
एक चैट में भी हमने वो लिंक डाला हुआ है,
जी सर,
डाला हुआ है.
which will lead you to the website. उसमें कोर्स के भी
Yes.
डिटेल्स हैं, फी स्ट्रक्चर भी है, एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट के डिटेल्स हैं, सब है.
ओके.
Okay.
एंड
Any other question,
सेकंड क्वेश्चन
Sumit?
मेरा ऐसा था कि हाँ सर, एक और क्वेश्चन है बस लास्ट, कि आफ्टर दिस कोर्स हमारे लिए क्या करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज खुलेंगी? ऑफ कोर्स डिपेंड करता है हम पे कि हम अपना आर्ट कैसा परफॉर्म करते हैं, उसके उसके ऊपर ही हमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेंगी. पर फिर भी अब 6 महीने और फिर जो भी फीस हम इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं इस सब चीज़ों में, तो देयर माइट बी समथिंग, मतलब एक आइडिया आ जाएगा कि कौन कौन से डोर हमारे लिए ओपन हो जाएंगे इस इंडस्ट्री में, उसके बारे में कुछ.
देखो, मुझे तो लग रहा है आप खुद अपने डोर्स ओपन कर पाओगे बेटर. ओके, वी वांट यू टू बी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स एंड दिस कोर्स विल गिव यू इनपुट्स ऑन दैट, कि आप खुद से अपना कैसे आप क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. एंड बियॉन्ड दैट, एक तो आपकी क्रिएशन का प्रोसेस इसमें स्ट्रेंथन होगा, टीम वर्क होगी एज अ यूनिट, हाउ यू आर टेलिंग योर स्टोरीज, हाउ यू आर पिचिंग योर आइडियाज. तो ये चीज आप आगे कैसे लेके जा सकते हो, वो आई थिंक 6 महीने में आपको ज्यादा क्लैरिटी मिलेगी. ऐसी कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि ये 6 महीने आप कर लोगे ना, अगला आपका 1 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट सैंक्शन होगा या आपको ये जॉब मिलेगा. हम ये कुछ कह भी नहीं रहे और कहना भी नहीं चाहते. आपको कोई जॉब मिले उसके लिए ये कोर्स नहीं है, बट आप अपने ही कंटेंट से पैसे बनाइए, क्लाइंट्स को उस तरह का कंटेंट आप एक्साइट कीजिए अपने कंटेंट से. ये हमारी ख्वाहिश है. क्या दादा?
Yeah, कीजिए.
Sumit, if I may add, no, देखो अभी if you look at the scenario today also, and that is where it becomes very important कि the whole एक ईरा था, एक पीरियड था जब लोग बल्क में निकलते थे एक टाइप ऑफ चीज करने के लिए, और सब लोगों को एक स्टूडियो में कोई आउटसोर्स्ड प्रोजेक्ट के ऊपर एनिमेशन करने का काम मिलता था. बट लुक एट व्हाट द टाइम्स आर राइट नाउ. there is nothing called a job right now, but there is so much work. So what this enables you is to look for correct monetization opportunities whereby you create properties which you discover ways of making money out of. Okay, and that is what these online platforms have now become so meaningful, right? So agar aapka see, all these opportunities are very much there, like YouTube pays, all these for there are so many, so many of these channels which actually pay for the content that you create, right? So if the content is good, if the content has that value that it can become a chain, it can become a series that people want to watch more and more, then you have all these opportunities open. Okay, so try to keep the focus in that direction, that मुझे जो बनाना है वो एकदम अव्वल नंबर का होना चाहिए. That has to be really, really beautifully made, and then let the opportunities come before themselves.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next, please.
Sachneet is there.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
I had a question regarding the portfolio. So I am a student currently studying 3D animation, but I have just finished my modeling and texturing right now. So is it okay if I submit that kind of portfolio only, or animation is required?
मेरा सचनीत एक सवाल है आपसे.
जी सर.
आप ये कोर्स क्यों ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं, पहले वो बताओ.
सर, आपका कोर्स जब ये मैंने अभी सुना, तो वो इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड्स को लेके इट वाज रियली फैसिनेटिंग, कि हम लोग अपना एक लाइक मूवी टाइप बनाएंगे और क्रिएट करेंगे. तो इस वजह से मुझे लाइक थोड़ा सा फैसिनेट लगा कि एनिमेशन, क्योंकि आई लव एनिमेशन. सो अभी एनिमेशन इतना आता नहीं है, बट एनिमेशन सीखा है, बट अभी थोड़ा सा चल रहा है.
राइट. तो आपकी जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो अपने काम में दिखाइए, एंड आपकी ये जो क्यूरियोसिटी है कि आप कहानियां बोलना चाहते हैं, फिल्में बनाना चाहते हैं, वो आपके काम में दिखना चाहिए।
ठीक है।
या चाहे आपकी मॉडलिंग स्ट्रेंथ हो, टेक्सचरिंग हो, उसको गजब से करके दिखाओ, बिकॉज कहानी उससे भी बोला जा सकता है, जैसे पीजे ने बताया आपको
हाँ जी।
इनिशियली। ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू सर।
I don't see any more hands up. If there is anyone else who has some question.
Somebody called S.
Okay, I'm raising my hand. I have to leave now in
Yes,
2
sir.
minutes. Sorry, I have
Yes,
some
sir.
other commitments. So Tony ji,
No
PJ,
problem.
आप continue कीजिए। चलो, thank you.
I don't see any other hands up here. I think
Yes,
Sachneet's
yes,
hand is still
maybe.
up. So Sumedh has also got his hand up right now. Is there anybody else
So,
here?
guys, I'll just let you know if you have further questions also in your mind. Maybe Puniji, you can share
Yes.
a note somewhere which could be a link where they can write their questions to, and we'll
Sure.
be happy to address them at a later time and mail it back to you if there is
Sir,
an
we-
opportunity to do that.
Sir, we'll try to create a small blog जहाँ पे ये सारे question answer हो जाए, ताकि
Yeah.
सबको बाकी सबको भी idea हो the kind of
Correct.
questions and the answers that you guys
All
submit.
right. So that's good.
Okay, so Sachin, can we kind of close this session?
Sure. Before we close, I have shared a link, which is a form. You can show your interest and your feedback for the session on the link. So it is requested for all of you to please use this link and fill your feedback. And if you have interest, you can also provide your link, which will be reviewed by 3 of our mentors. It was really fantastic and inspiring session by Vaibhav ji, Tony ji, and PJ sir, and Punit sir, of course. Thank you everyone for joining today's session. We hope this webinar has inspired you to begin your IP creative journey, at least in your mind right now. Wishing you all very best, and we are looking forward to see your original creation. Thank you and have a wonderful day. We'll close with this. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Tony ji.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Puniji. Thank you.
Have a great
See you soon.
evening.
Bye bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
PJ.
everybody.
Yeah,
Good
bye-bye.
evening. Bye bye. Bye bye.